Well, once the customer information has been imported into Super Service Triage, the MPI can be created. And you'll see right here we have Mr. Chuck Munir. He's awaiting advisor action. And we'll click on that to open up the multi-point inspection. You can see we get an RO. We have all the information here. The registration or plate number, the date this is being performed, the VIN, the vehicle details, next services, labor rates, technician, advisor, etc. We have a note that says customer is leaving for a 2,500 mile trip next week. Please keep this in mind while inspecting the vehicle. And then as we scroll down, you'll see this is the familiar red, yellow, green multi-point inspection format that's used. We're going to show you in a second here a big difference, though, between Super Service Triage and the others. As we talked about in the article, the buy-in from employees, because it takes so long and is so inaccurate. Watch what happens with Triage. We're going to go to the technician who finds that there's something incorrect with the motor oil. We're going to click here and get a list of repairs. And we're going to replace the engine oil and filter. We're going to go down and we're going to say that the technician recommends that we pressure test the cooling system. You see there's lots of repairs we can pick from here. We're going to assume the brakes are okay, power steering is okay, transmission and clutch are okay. The windshield washer pump, however, does not work, and the technician can grab this. Now, this process can be done any way that you choose to. Your service advisor can start it, save it, pass it over to the technician. The technician can do the entire process. You can even undock this from the OEM data, so if you want to use it on a competitive make. And you'll notice that all this information at the bottom here is like your standard MPI form. Your tire information is going to be right here, so you can inspect the tires. You can go all the way down to do the vehicle walk around. Now, the differentiator we have is if we go back up to these repairs the technician has found, we can price the operations. And if we click Price Operations, it's going to go and get the proper OEM labor operations and the parts and the part numbers and the prices for all of this that are hidden in our engine that runs Super Service Triage. Now, if we select the repairs that we want to do and update the multi-point inspection, you'll see that we have a totally priced multi-point inspection. We have the filter, engine oil filter, drain plug, oil disposal, shop supplies, the labor op codes for the pressure test. If we go down to our windshield washer pump, you'll see that we've picked up the fact that there's a grommet that needs to be replaced, and that comes out of the official OEM repair manuals, and we looked that up in the parts catalog and we priced that up with the shop supplies. If you go down to the bottom of the MPI, you'll see that you have total prices. This is the amount of work that's been identified. If we go back up to the top, you'll also see that on the right hand side we can authorize. Everything is in an unauthorized situation. We can authorize all, and then we can go in and say, well, the customer did not want the washer pump, so we can unauthorize it by putting blank here. And then what will happen at the bottom of the total is we will have identified and unidentified. So we have $126.40 that's been authorized out of $189.95 that was found by the technician. These will be calculated also into the reporting that shows what this technician found, what this advisor found, what was sold, what was not sold, and maybe this needs to be recommended at a different time. We also can, the vehicle walk around, and all we have to do is click on an area of the deck lid and say there's a scratch or a scuff or a dent. And that's going to totally protect us from any damages that were on the vehicle. We can note those in the walk around so that they don't come back and have a customer say that it occurred at the shop. So you can see that our differentiator here is the fact that we're going to cut down the time tremendously that it takes to produce this. We're also going to be able to output this to a customer very quickly. At the top here, if I want to email this, print this, and hand it to a customer, I'm able to do that right here. We also see that we have another outstanding MPI that was produced prior to this, which we can click on that and open that right up from here. So it's great to get sort of a little bit of a history on a car. And if we want to output this again to the customer, we click the print button, and you'll see that a totally formatted, totally detailed, with prices, multi-point inspection form can be easily sent to the customer's email address or telephone. So your super service triage is really quite an advance over the employee resisted paper long process that ties customers up, ties parts people up, ties service advisors and techs up. Super service triage is going to change the way that you do MPIs.